Hey guys, it's Dr. Bill Cole, and today I want to talk with you about our brains. And if you like this information, click on the link above to learn more, or go to coleclass.com and you'll get more information. But this whole epidemic of brain issues that we're seeing today, it's the real deal. Having done what I've been doing for so long, I know I sound like a broken record, but I have a lot of experience. I can go back in time and I can remember a time when things weren't the way that they are today. What we're seeing is this ever burgeoning numbers of brain type disorders. And by that, what do I mean? I'm talking about brain fog, where people, their minds are just not working the way that they used to, right? They can't remember things. They're just not as sharp. They can't remember people's names that they know well. Anxiety, depression, inability to sleep, headaches, things of this nature that are brain related. We're seeing increasing in epidemic numbers. We know that Alzheimer's is the fastest growing disease in our society, and it wasn't that long ago that it was basically non-existent. In the early cases were just people in their 40s and 50s. Well, what the heck is going on? Scientists really don't have an answer, but I think the answer is obvious, actually. I think it's what we're doing to ourselves, the things we are being exposed to in our lives. At my workshop, I go over things like the environmental working group, finding out that looking at the cord blood, the umbilical cord blood of newborn babies, and identifying hundreds of different toxins in these tiny babies. If we're talking about autism, when I graduated in 1984, 1 in 10,000 children would be expected to develop autism. Today, I've heard numbers as low as 1 in 36. What the heck is going on, guys? It is what we are doing to ourselves. But regardless of what the brain symptom is, if you go down to where the problem exists, it's always at the cell level of your body. How can I be so bold and make that statement? It's because our cells are our foundation. They're the building blocks that make us who we are. All function is a result of what's happening at the cell level. Any dysfunction that you have, that is a cell problem. And if we go down to that cell level, what we find is a membrane that is made of 2 layers of fat. It's called a bilipid layer. That bilipid layer allows good stuff in and bad stuff out. Good stuff would be nutrients, it would be hormones, it would be oxygen, right? And then the bad stuff is waste and toxins. Every time we make energy, we make something called ATP, but we also make waste. If you burn a log, you release heat, but you make smoke, right? The same thing happens here. Well, that has to be eliminated from the body. But if this membrane becomes damaged because we have been exposed to too many bad fats, too much sugar, and too much toxins, then now, well, my pen isn't working anymore. Now, that inflammation is going to damage that cell membrane, damage the receptors to the hormones and nutrients on that membrane. Now the good stuff can't get in the way that it's supposed to, the bad stuff can't get out, and we can become like toxic cesspools. And when we are that way, there's no chance that this type of a sick cell is going to produce anything but a sick person. If that's in your brain, then brain fog and anxiety and depression, inability to sleep, headaches, things like that are going to be commonplace. So we have to go down to that cell level. We've got to change our diets, get rid of the bad fats, add good fats, because remember, what did I say that's made out of? It's made out of fat, that membrane. Our brain is 60% fat. We need good fats. We need to get rid of the bad fats. We need to eliminate sugar as much as we can, and foods that readily turn to sugar, like breads and biscuits and bagels and pastas and rice, cereals, these things that readily turn to sugar. We eat in way too much abundance, and that causes this inflammatory process also. Guys, even if we're talking about our guts, we know now, science is showing that our gut, the health of our gut, impacts our brain. Over the longest nerve in our body, called the vagus nerve, the brain is connected to the gut. Have you ever been nervous and you had to go to the bathroom, or you ever been nervous where you get butterflies in your stomach? We get this gut-brain connection, and the brain-gut connection, it works in reverse too. If you have a bad gut and the cells of your gut are damaged, and now you're creating this generalized inflammatory response, it can affect the brain. We know that about 70% of Parkinson's patients which is a brain disease, right, has some relationship to a bad gut. These people have experienced gut issues over their lifetime. 7 out of 10 Parkinson's patients. So, we get this connection. If you want to be healthy, you have to work on fixing your gut. Also, get rid of antibiotics in our food, antibacterial soaps, these things that are wiping out our natural microbiome that's creating this altered gut-brain relationship. So I hope this helps you guys. If it does and you're interested in more, remember what I said, click on the link above or go to coleclass.com. God bless. Bye.